Hi guys, welcome back to the guest channel. My name is Lexi, and on this channel I make content about budgeting, planning, goal setting, all that kind of stuff. And so in today's video I kind of wanted to do a progress review for the month of February, as well as kind of walk you through my goals for the month of March. I know that this video is kind of late because by the time it gets uploaded it's going to be like mid-March. But the truth is I actually already filmed this video last week, but unfortunately something went wrong with my camera and so I couldn't use the footage. So yeah, so I'm actually having to reshoot this again. But yeah, here we are. Better late than never. So for February I really had two main focuses. One was getting back into my daily routine, and with a specific attention to sleep, hydration, and nutrition. So sleep, I wanted to get back on my sleeping schedule, which is usually around going to bed around 9:30, 10 p.m. and getting up at 5 a.m. And so that's done. I had trouble getting back into it in January, but in February I managed to get back into it, and now I always wake up at 5 and I managed to stick to my bedtime. So that is great. The second thing I wanted to really focus on was hydration. So I wanted to drink at least 2 liters of water per day, and I actually also achieved that. I'm definitely drinking at least 2 liters of water per day, if not more, so I'm very happy with that. And finally, it was nutrition. So nutrition, I didn't really set any specific kind of guidelines. Like you have to, have vegetables in at least 1 or 2 of your meals per day or anything like that. What I did was I wanted to start eating more intuitively, which is if I feel full, stop eating. So not forcing myself to finish my plate, which might seem like, kind of a weird one for most people, but the truth is I actually am someone who is hungry often, but not very hungry. So I get full very quickly. I'm hungry, like, I get hungry throughout the day, but when I do it, I get full very quickly. So that has actually been kind of an issue for me because, I hate wasting food, obviously. And so I always feel obligated, especially like if it's at restaurants or stuff, to finish my plate, even if like that's too much for me in the moment. And so I've been trying to get into the habit of, if I'm at home, obviously, like, have some leftovers, it's no big deal. And if I'm in restaurants, even asking for a doggy bag, which in France isn't really something you do too much, so that's why it's, not really a habit. So I've been trying to do that and I've been sticking to it. And also the other aspect of that is when I'm hungry, I eat something. Even if it's a little thing, I eat something. And for now I've been, doing okay. I just want to kind of reconnect with my body and my actual nutritional needs, because I think I was kind of overeating in the past, and also, when I would eat, I used to eat a lot of junk food, and when I would eat junk food I would tell myself, oh, you shouldn't eat that, like, I would kind of berate myself about it. And so I feel like that kind of restrictive mindset towards food kind of made me crave it more. Like now that I'm okay with eating whatever I want, just in a reasonable amount, I don't really crave it that much anymore. So like, for example, I bought like a pot of Nutella, and in the past, since I would really rarely do it, I would like kind of finish the whole thing in like a few days. And now it's been sitting in my cupboard for like a couple of weeks, and I'll have it maybe once a week or twice a week, and in a very, very reasonable amount, whereas before I would really like, load as much as I could on my toast. So I feel like this kind of mindset shift that I'm trying to hide is a pretty healthy one, and so far it's been working out great. So, I'm trying to keep going that way. And as things progress, I would like to definitely implement more veggies, more proteins into my meal, more cooked meals, because for now I'm really not cooking that much. But I think, I should this is like a very big lifestyle change for me, so I'm really trying to go at it one step at a time, and so far I'm really happy with it, and I plan on continuing. Overall I really did manage to get back into my daily routine. My strategy is, I started with a few basic habits, like 5, I think 6 at the beginning, and then each week I kind of stack another habit on top of that, and that's how I'm progressively building my LD routine. So routine is going to, building up my routine is still going to be one of my goals moving forward into the month of March, and probably even like April and May, just because I'm going one step at a time and adding things as we go. But right now I'm very happy, and I'm pretty close to the routine I had before, back in November. So it's not exactly the same because I'm also making some adjustments, but honestly I'm pretty much at the state I was in before, the December holidays and celebrations, and that's really what I wanted to achieve, so I'm really happy with that. And then my next big goal, which is a little bit more disappointing but not so much, was I wanted to run my first ever semi-marathon. So the race was last weekend, but unfortunately I injured my knee about a week prior to the race, and I thought that it would be okay. I didn't run for a week. I did everything I could to help my knee recover, and I thought that I would manage to do it, but I had like a shakeout run the day before the race, just 2 kilometers, and honestly my knee hurt throughout the entire thing, which I expected it would, but it ended up hurting throughout the rest of the day, and I just knew it was totally unreasonable of me to actually run the semi-marathon. Like, I ran 20k about a couple weeks prior, so I know I could do it. I know I could do it in the timing, but it was just really not reasonable of myself to do that to my body. I'm already taking off running for at least a couple weeks to let my knee recover, and if I had done the semi-marathon, I think I would have needed at least a month, if not more, and it might have led to like a way more serious injury. So yeah, in the end I decided not to do it. I went pretty far. I actually went to get my bib a couple days prior, but in the end it was just, as much as I wanted to race, to enjoy the ambience and everything, it was just unreasonable. And now that I've gotten into running and I've started playing around with those longer distances, I definitely want to run semi-marathons again. So I actually think I'm going to run one in October, and I'm probably going to redo the race that I missed this year next year. So yeah, it was it was definitely disappointing not to be able to race it and really kind of celebrate all my training and my progress. But the thing is, now that I've really gotten back into running and I very much want it to be a part of my life moving forward, it doesn't feel like a failure so much. It's just a lesson. Like, I think I ramped up the intensity of my training too much towards the end, too quickly. So I'll take it, a little bit more gradually moving forward, and hopefully everything should be fine. But yeah, I definitely want to keep running that kind of distance and run more and more. So I definitely don't think it's a waste. It's just disappointing I couldn't celebrate this year, but I'll race other races and I'll celebrate next year. I don't think it's a failure. I managed to, at the very beginning, my goal was to just get back into running, see if I wanted to pursue it again, and also see how I felt about longer distances, because up until now, I think the furthest I'd ever done was like 10k, so I really wanted to see and push myself and see if I was capable of running 20k, which I actually did in training, so I know I can do it. Now I'd really like moving forward to work on speed and also work on my physical condition, because I think that's also one of the reasons for my injury, is I kind of neglected the whole the whole strengthening and mobility exercises and all that. I kind of wanted to incorporate it at first, but in the end I just kind of only ended up doing my run sessions, which I love, but I think my muscles weren't ready for the kind of distances that I was doing and the kind of training intensity that I was putting my body through. That's kind of why ultimately I injured myself. So moving forward, I definitely want to focus on that. And actually, I want to start focusing on that in March because, like I said, I'm going to be off running for at least a couple weeks, if not more. So I definitely want to start some kind of working out program, strengthening program during that time. I'm not entirely sure which one yet. I'll update you guys as I choose. I'm playing around with maybe doing a clothing shred program, but I know that there's some cardio that I may not be able to do with my knee, so I'm kind of thinking about it, but it's definitely something I plan to incorporate into my routine moving forward and starting for the month of March. Yeah. So this goes kind of hand in hand with one of my goals, which was weight loss. It's happening gradually. I don't have a scale at home, so I can't actually weigh myself. I have to wait until I go back to my mom's house where she has a scale so I can see the progress. But I know I was at like 70 kilo at the beginning of January. I know I'm less than that. I'm not sure if I'm below 65 kilos, but I think I should be around 65 kilos at this point, to the best of my guess. Like I said, I really have no means of controlling that. I can just tell I've lost some weight just because of the way my clothes fit me and that kind of stuff, but I don't know how much, and honestly it's not really a big focus for me. It's just a way to kind of track my progress as well. And then I had two other goals for the month of February. One was sticking to my studying schedule. So I can say I 100% stuck to it, but I'm definitely well on track for my exams. I have a couple of exams coming up next week actually, which I feel ready for. I had some homework to end in, which I did. So I'm like, I didn't stick to the exact schedule I set for myself, but to be fair, I'm definitely on track with my studying, so I'm very happy with that. And then the last goal was financial. I wanted to stick to my budget. And so if you watch my March budget video, which I posted 2 weeks ago now, you'll know that I didn't really manage to achieve that in February. I just kind of just didn't check on my spending. I know overall I didn't spend more than I made that month for sure, but I didn't really track how much I spent in each different categories, which is definitely something I'm doing for March, and I'm tracking. So yeah, this was kind of my February recap. And then so moving forward in March, so like I said, I still plan on building on my routines. I plan on following my budget. I plan on following some type of workout program and start strengthening my body, working on my muscles as well as running. And then on top of that, I have two other goals. I also want for this channel specifically to kind of get into more of a routine with filming and editing and stuff. I was doing really well at the beginning, like December, January, but then as I get back to work, because I do work full-time and I'm also studying, I just didn't have time. I initially wanted to post twice a week. Honestly, that's just not really feasible with my schedule and stuff, but I definitely am trying to post once a week. Like I was planning to post last week. It just didn't happen because, like I said, I lost the footage, but I actually filmed. I definitely filmed, but I just want to get kind of more into a routine and maybe sometimes like film some videos in advance so that if I ever need to take a week off because I don't have time with something, I still have something to post. So I definitely want to get more organized with YouTube. And then my other goal is to do with like kind of health and nutrition. I want to kind of take some type of biology or nutrition class, or some YouTube videos. Like, I just want to educate myself more with nutrition because there's so much content out there. Like, obviously I know some things, but I really want to kind of structure that information and really know things. I really want to focus on anti-inflammatory diets because I have multiple sclerosis, and I know that these are definitely recommended diets for people in my situation. So I really want to learn more about that. I want to learn more about, I keep seeing on the internet things about, women and their hormones and stuff, and how it influences you. And I've been struggling with hormonal acne a bit lately, which never really used to be much of an issue before. So I kind of want to really dig into that and understand it, because I know some bits and pieces here and there, but I just have never really taken the time to really deep dive into it. And since I'm following a psychology degree, during the first semester I actually had a biology class, which kind of was a good really introduction and kind of plunged me back into that. And so now I just want to build on that. So I definitely plan to educate myself more on these topics during the month of March. But yeah, so that's it for my goals for the next month. I hope that you guys found this video interesting and helpful. And if you did, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!